Well guys, as you can see by the sign behind me, we made it to the 777 Ranch in South Dakota. Let's head on in and see what we can see. Sure is a long driveway. Okay guys, we're here at the 777 Ranch in Hermosa. Am I saying that right?
Hermosa, South Dakota.
Just outside of Hermosa, South Dakota, with Moritz Espy, who was nice enough to take us on a tour of the ranch. So, Moritz, thanks a lot.
You betcha. Glad having you.
Yeah, appreciate you letting us come. So tell us a little bit about the 777 here.
So 777 Ranch was bought by the Hillenbrand family in the early 70s. We converted to bison in the early 80s. I've been raising bison for 40 years plus. We do holistic management here on 22,000 acres of shortgrass prairie. We run about anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 head of animals. We're just over 2,000 head right now. And we're right about 1,500, 1,600 units, animal units on the ranch right now.
Okay. So when you say units, you mean
1,000-pound animal unit.
Okay. Okay. So one animal could be half a unit, but
Yep.
one animal could be 2 units.
Yep. Most of our bulls are a unit and a half, and a lot of our calves are half a unit, and the yearlings are about 3/4 of a unit.
Okay.
We plan our grazing by the units and what a unit uptakes for grass.
Okay. So you use that to figure out like how much they're eating, how much they need, how much water they need.
Yep.
Okay.
That figures our stock density and our grazing days per acre here on the ranch.
How many people actually work this ranch? Would you say is typical?
So we've got 4 full-time employees. Justin handles all the water infrastructure, fence, logistics, things like that, getting hay. Cody does all the grass inventory with Mimi, and Mimi and Cody take care of all the calculations as far as the animals go and what they need for grass, and Cody moves them around, and I'm just pretty much in the way most of the time anymore.
You guys have a pretty good finger on the pulse of these animals, weight, what they're eating, how they're doing, health.
Yep.
All of that. You keep tabs and keep track, and
so every animal has an electronic ID. It's scanned into a system. So we have current weights on everything, and we can estimate rates of gain from historical data of what we have. Before Cody puts them in a pasture, he kind of takes a monitoring of what grass stock is there. You know, we've got 40 years of practice at it through Mimi's holistic management. Cody and Mimi are actually going around taking inventory this week, and they'll be inventorying the grass. They'll take a 1 meter section, doing some calculations, inventorying the grass, the pasture, making an estimate of our carrying capacity, and we'll probably adjust our carrying capacity to match that.
Okay. So there's a lot of detail you guys are overseeing, a lot of different. I mean, you're talking about measuring grass, and you said, how often do you do that? The grass?
So Cody and Mimi actually do the transects a couple times a year, but Cody's doing it, Cody's been doing it so long that, he's just kind of just looking at it. I mean, once you get a feel for it, you don't have to get real technical, but you got to remember, you've got 2,000 mouths out there chewing every day. So you take 2,000 times 20 pounds of dry matter, 40,000 pounds that they're consuming every day.
Yeah. So you guys have plans, and because obviously if it's a drought, affects the grass, affects how you're doing them. If you guys get a lot of water or snow, winter.
Like this year, it was unseasonably dry until May, and then May there was just a deluge, and we've got good solid grass. So
you're always tweaking and always having to just kind of modulate and fiddle with, and
right.
Okay.
Because the soil is our resource, and the grass is catching the solar energy, and we're using the bison to harvest that solar energy to turn into protein, because I can't sell you sunshine.
Good point, yeah.
You can get it for free.
Yeah.
But I can sell you a bison steak. I can take that sunshine, convert it into a bison steak into protein and sell it to you. So that's how we're generating revenue. And that's our resource. So the soil, we need to protect that. And then the soil makes the grass, and that's what we need to measure and manage. And then the bison help us manage that grass through harvesting and grazing.
So it's not just buying animals, putting them out there, and then butcher later. There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
Art and science.
And your capital investment into the land is your biggest expense. So, you know, learn how to manage it.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah. And where 300 acres in my neck of the woods is considered a large farm.
Right.
That's nothing out here.
Right.
Yeah. And you said, how big is this ranch here?
28,000 acres.
28,000 with 22,000 acres of grass, and all one piece.
Yep. I think Cody's running about 18 acres an animal unit this summer.
Okay.
And so a 1,000-pound animal is going to consume 18 acres of grass through the whole 365-day year. Now where you're at, that number is probably 3-4 acres.
Right. If even that. Yeah.
If that. Might be down to 2.
We got some pretty lush.
There's some lush parts of Minnesota that are
Yep.
2 animal units per acre.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the difference, and that's why you're going to see larger and larger. And then you get down into Arizona, and it's 64, 120 acres per animal unit. So you get those larger land masses, but that's where we're at. We're running around 18 acres an animal unit.
You know, we talk about processing animals and butchering and stuff. So is your meat available, like online or wherever?
It is through the honestbison.com.
Honestbison.com.
Yep.
Okay. So you can get 777.
You get 777 meat there.
Okay.
We're in the wholesale phase, and then we've been partnering with Sean at the Honest Bison for years, and he's moving our meat through his website. You can get it delivered right to your door.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So.
And you guys process the animals how long? Just once a year, or?
Yep. So we process the animals once a year.
Okay.
We put them on a truck. We go to a very reputable facility in Colorado. Part of our inventory is broken down into retail cuts there, and then we'll get them broke down into primals, and then put them in storage, and then as needed, we'll break those primals down into retail products throughout the year at a fab facility.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sweating buckets in this building here. Let's say we go take a look at some animals, huh?
All right, that's great.
All right.
So.
How old are these ones? Yearlings?
So you got a yearling there and some couple calves, and then you got some 4 or 5 year old cows, and then there's a pretty old cow in the back right there with them bolt horns.
Oh, sure. There they go. As long as they ain't scratching on my car, I'm okay.
Yeah,
so
everything comes in, and they get spread out through all these pens.
Okay.
So there's one pen that this alleyway doesn't access.
Okay.
And then 2 of those pens, there's only 2 ways to this alley. And then all the other pens, there's 3 to 4 ways into this alley. So if they don't want to go one way, they can go a different direction.
So you can just kind of pick and choose, divert, close off, open, and then you guys control, what'd you say, about 90%?
So we break them down into smaller groups. The whole herd comes in here, and we lock them into smaller pens. And then Cody pulls out of that pen, brings them down the alley, loads this top round pen here. And he'll put 100, right around 100 in here.
Into this area here?
Yep.
Okay.
And then these gates are all closed, and then he feeds what we call the bottom pen.
Okay.
Like you saw on that whiteboard.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 diagonals coming off this way. So the one that goes out the front goes into this pen here. We set up temporary panels from this post.
Okay.
Right here. We set up a temporary panel from this post to that post. So those animals, when they're sorted off, they run into this pen and they're held. So then we set up another temporary panel to this post. And then the ones that come out number 2 go down the alleyway, and we can either send them left or right, or send them all the way down left or right to another holding pen. And then the ones that come out the first one come out and go into this pen right here. So then we don't have to touch them. Like this is slaughter bulls, 2-year-old bulls.
Yeah.
You know, we like, so them 2-year-old bulls, they're weighing anywhere from 900 pounds to 1,200, and they're going to go to slaughter in 2 weeks after we work them. And so they'll go into this pen, and once we get enough of them, we'll have to maybe open up another pen. But for the first day, this is more than enough space.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll sit in there until they're ready to ship.
Okay.
So we scan their tags, we weighed them, we didn't give them any shots because they're going to slaughter. They sit in this pen and they're not touched until they go on the truck.
Till they go.
And like these will probably be late bred. These will be June bred 2s, 3, 4, 5, 6 year olds.
Okay.
I don't try to peddle any late bred 7-year-old cows because nobody really wants to buy them. But I can peddle the 2, 3, 4-year-old cows.
Yeah.
And they'll sit in here. And these will be like open cows. This is our open cows. So anything that's not pregnant going to the coal cow pen will go in there, and they stay in there and they don't get touched again. And they don't have any shots. There's no nothing. So they're just waiting for their 2 weeks to make sure there's no bruising and let that adrenaline settle out of them. And
from being worked and
from
moving
being
around.
worked.
Okay.
You know, they're in here and they're being jostled around.
Yeah.
And it's the bruising.
Ah.
The dark cutting.
Oh, okay. I got it now. Yeah.
So
gotta wait till
we just
that.
give everything 2 weeks. Gives us a chance to decompress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, let's just say I screw up in the front and let's say I give this cow some shots and they give them shots too soon, and then the vet says open, outside she goes, but it's got shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the record. Well, we got to get her out of there. So that 2 weeks lets us go back through all of our records, make sure everything's complete, double check everything.
No effects.
No effects,
problems.
no nothing.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, it gives you time.
Okay. So just a little buffer there.
Right, and that 2 weeks allows them to get rehydrated. We put in these lick tubs because they're off mineral, and these are mineral lick tub.
Oh, okay. The orange there. So this is basically like a, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a train station roundabout turntable kind of thing here. This is kind of the center of the hub at the center.
And so this is where you change from head to units. So the holding pen next to the tub, it works the best at 15,000 pounds.
Okay.
So 30 calves or 15 cows.
1,000 pounds per unit.
Right.
Okay.
So
think in terms of units.
Units.
Not
so
number of animals.
the tub and the holding pen before the tub works best on a unit basis. So you know, either 3 cows or 6 calves. So he cuts 15 off.
Okay.
They think they're going back to where they came from, and it's a little optical illusion. They can't see the gates shut. They come in, they see that the gate's shut. They stop, mill, and then they think they're going to go back to their friends where they just came from. Cody shuts this gate, walks across the alley, applies some pressure. They come around him.
Okay.
And shoot into the tub.
Okay.
That 15 head come through the tub. Then we've got a guy pulling this rope here. And then they go into the holding pen right there.
Okay.
And then you shut that gate, shut this gate. Now they're wanting to go this way again. So we open that gate, they come into the tub, and then they shoot in there.
Okay.
People can move freely without getting down into here.
Right.
We try to keep everybody out of here. Take all the pressure away from the animals.
Sure.
I mean, the sight barriers is to hide you from the animals, because the more they can see you,
Right.
the more stress they're under.
So an animal out 40 acre wide open is going to have a lot different characteristics than one that's sitting where we are now.
Right.
Penned in. They're going to be a lot more stressed, a lot more.
Well, their flight zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm standing here. My flight zone is through you.
Yeah.
I can't go this way. I can't go this way. 40 acres is now 100 square feet.
Right.
So
through me.
Through you.
Yeah. And that's not going to be much of a challenge.
No. Well, for me, it might be a little challenge. For a buffalo, no. They'll go right through you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, this is what the corrals look like.
Okay.
So, from this point on, we'll have, let's say we got 3 bucket chutes open. We don't ever put anything in the tub until we get 3 bucket chutes open. And then we put an individual in each bucket chute, so you don't have them double decking. You don't have one behind goring them in the back. So they're locked in, and each animal moves forward through the system. It goes pretty quick.
Okay, so this is so you got nice shade here, obviously, because this is a workbench.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, medications.
And we're trying to take some of the daylight away. You can see I got some tarps there.
Sure.
So on a bright day like today, we'll have an animal, and if you want to come over here. So they're going to see that beam of light there, and that dust is forming a barrier, going into a dark space.
Really? That will even make a difference.
Yeah, the harshness of the light.
Okay.
You really want to control. Best day to work animals is on a soft light day.
Cloudy.
Yeah, partly cloudy.
Okay.
And so I've got a tarp on that side. I can control the amount of light that's coming through.
Okay.
And then you see once they get past here, it darkens up quite a bit. And so they're always going towards the light.
Okay.
And then once you get to the chute, it's bright light and they can see out. Because you gotta remember, their eyes are here.
Right.
They're looking, they're not standing up like we are.
So they're down.
Their eyes are here.
They're like this.
Right.
Okay. And they go for the light.
They're moving forward.
Okay.
It's dark. It's confined.
And they want daylight.
They want to get out in the open. And you keep shuffling them forward. And they get up to the chute. And this is where the magic happens.
Squeeze chute, hydraulic.
Yep, it's Parasol out of Valentine, Nebraska.
Oh, can you use a cattle squeeze chute for bison? And you don't wanna.
Oh, you can.
You can, okay.
I mean, you can.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can run without a crash gate, but your margin of error gets pretty big.
Okay.
Because they've got horns. If you're gonna use a chintzy cattle chute, better buy a nice welder. Because you're gonna be using it.
Gonna be.
They're just
fix.
The speed and how hard they hit.
Yeah.
The chute operator controls the sort gate.
Okay.
Out the front. Right up. You can see that there.
Yeah, there we can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so you can control that from in here.
Yeah.
No ropes or pulleys on that one. So then that just, okay. Look at that. That is slick.
So you ain't got anybody running out there. The chute operator can see which gate's open, which gate's shut, which way they're going. Or miniature slide gate.
Okay. Same thing, just smaller scale.
Just smaller scale. And then come in here to the chute.
And smaller chute. Okay.
And a smaller chute. And so their EID. And then the last 4 of their EID is their dangle tag number. And the last 4 of their EID is their steel tag number. We scan them in. We use a program called AgriWeb, which is our ranch management and herd management app. It's all cloud-based. We record everything that's done to them.
So if you want to pick one animal and look it up, you got
A
Everything,
complete history.
everything right there.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what do the colors mean of the tags?
The blue is female, white is male.
Okay. And so that's the only two colors you use.
Yep.
Okay.
Then the calves go back out to the herd, and last year was the first year we didn't wean any calves.
Okay.
We've been transitioning to doing 100% grass fed.
100% grass fed.
Yep. We're GAP certified, Audubon certified, EOV certified. So we're packing 4 or 5 different certifications right now.
Okay. Okay. And you can load multiple trailers.
One trailer at a time.
One trailer at a time. Okay.
Yeah, but see, you can either load a truck or a horse or pickup trailer.
Okay.
By swapping that gate.
Depending on where you're going, up or down.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And, yeah, it's really slick.
So is that like a one-man operation there then? Or do you got to have 2 or 3 people?
It works best with 2. You know,
Okay.
Cody brings them up from the bottom pen, and Justin's
Okay.
out the middle, and I'm standing there by that panel there.
Okay.
And yeah, just scoop them up, and
Okay.
you're not up on the catwalk looking down at them, so they're not looking at you. They're going.
They're focused on going through.
Yep.
Okay. So 2 people. Okay. Yeah, we've been to a couple of different ranches, and they, you know, everybody's got a different number, but I suppose it depends on how they're doing it.
Right.
You know. So then now I see where it revolves.
Yep. So it spins.
Okay.
So you take a scoop. Well, everybody's nose is right here because they're all going this way, and then you can shuttle it back this way.
I see. Okay.
So everybody just runs it around, and then you can shuttle it back, and when the last one comes through, you can scoop them.
So it just comes right behind them again.
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have to push everything back and then re-swing the damn thing.
Okay. Okay. And you said that's all, did you say hydraulic or?
Yep.
All hydraulic. Okay. Turret gate. Okay.
So, you know, you grab a group, right?
Sure.
Then you swing and shut, and you cut them. Cut off the first 5 or 6. The first 5 or 6 are running on the truck, and the other ones are on the other side of the gate, but they're pointing towards you.
Uh-huh. Now how strong is that thing? Oh, look at that. Ah, okay. So then you can catch the next one.
And then you can
Okay.
just keep swinging it around. A little sticky, right?
Yeah. Well, how cool is that? Now, how much pushing power does that thing have? Like, if you got a 2,000-pound animal that don't want to move, it's
set so it'll hold them, but you really can't push them.
oh, okay.
So we got it turned down so it don't hurt them.
Okay. Well, folks, that pretty much wraps up our tour of the 777 Bison Ranch in Hermosa, South Dakota. A huge thank you, Moritz, for giving us this tour, and we'd also like to thank the Hillenbrand family for allowing us access to the ranch. It was absolutely amazing to see this many bison in one spot. We hope you enjoyed it too. And if you haven't done so already, hit that little subscribe button down below. Subscribe to our channel. It shows your support and helps motivate us to make more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.